In 1987, a 37-year-old African president was shot 12 times by a hit squad sent by his own best friend. The man who ordered the killing had been his closest companion since military school. They had shared ideology. They had shared a dream for Africa. His name was Blaise Compaoré, and France paid him to do it. But before we get to the betrayal, you need to understand who Thomas Sankara actually was. Because the Western media never told you, and the African history books they approved never included him. This man, in 4 years, did what most African governments have not done in 40. Thomas Sankara took power in one of the poorest countries in the world, and the first thing he did was rename it. Upper Volta became Burkina Faso. In the Mooré and Dioula languages, it means the land of upright people. He was telling the world and France exactly who his people were and exactly who they were going to be. In 4 years, Sankara vaccinated 2.5 million children against meningitis, yellow fever, and measles. In 1 week, he planted 10 million trees to stop the Sahara advancing. He built schools and health clinics in villages that had never seen a government official. He banned his ministers from driving Mercedes and drove a Renault 5 himself, the cheapest car available. His presidential salary, $450 a month. His total assets when he died, a car, 4 bikes, 3 guitars, and a fridge that didn't work. But the thing that made France truly afraid was not the trees, it was not the vaccines. It was one speech that Sankara gave at the Organization of African Unity in 1987. A speech that was so dangerous that the recording was suppressed for years. He stood before every African leader on the continent, and he told them, all of them, to stop paying their foreign debt. The debt cannot be repaid. First, because if we don't repay, the lenders will not die. But if we do repay, we will die. Of that I am certain. The room went silent. Some leaders shifted in their seats. Every man in that room knew Sankara was right, and every man in that room also knew saying it out loud would cost him everything. Within 3 months of that speech, Paris made a decision. The man they had originally helped bring to power had become too dangerous. He was building a model that didn't need France, and now he was telling the rest of Africa to follow. They already had their man on the inside, the best friend, the one person Sankara trusted without question. On the morning of October 15, 1987, Thomas Sankara drove to a routine meeting at the Conseil de l'Entente building. He had no bodyguards. He said, "Revolutionaries are not afraid." There was one person he was not afraid of, the one person in the world he had never needed to be afraid of. What happened when he walked through that door changed Africa forever. Part 2. Now, 4:15 p.m., Sankara and 12 colleagues were in a meeting inside the Conseil de l'Entente. Then, outside, the sound of trucks. One man in that room had been in this situation before. He stood up, and he said 4 words that tell you everything you will ever need to know about Thomas Sankara. C'est moi qu'ils cherchent. It is me they are looking for. He walked outside, holding his hands up, surrendering, to avoid anyone else being hurt. 12 bullets fired into Thomas Sankara in the courtyard at approximately 4:17 p.m. His body was buried the same night in an unmarked grave. The death certificate listed the cause of death as natural causes for a man shot 12 times. Blaise Compaoré assumed power within hours. Within days, France officially recognized his government. Everything Sankara had built was systematically reversed. 27 years on the throne paid for with his best friend's blood. In 2014, the people of Burkina Faso rose up. Citizens stormed the National Assembly, and Blaise Compaoré, the man who killed his best friend for France, fled the country in a French military helicopter. In 2021, a military tribunal finally found Blaise Compaoré guilty of the assassination of Thomas Sankara. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. He remains in Ivory Coast, protected, free, and France has never been formally charged. Not yet. The Burkinabe have a saying, What God has willed, no man can permanently destroy. Sankara had no palace, no Swiss bank account, but his words are quoted today by young people across 54 African countries. That is immortality. Sankara once said, "The courage to invent the future." France killed their ally because he was building an Africa that did not need them. You just watched this video, which means you are building it too. Subscribe to African AI. The truth is louder than the lie.